Yo, what's up friends, Riyad here, and today we're talking about something that surprised me. Like budget gear that doesn't feel like budget gear kinda surprised me. This is a NEEWER Z2PRO, and I brought it to 4 weddings, no, not the movie, actual weddings. It actually held its own like a champ, even against the mighty Godox V100. And yes, I shot all of it with the Nikon ZF because vintage vibes plus modern flash equal just chef's kiss. Let's talk about it. Quick disclaimer before we dive in, NEEWER did send me this flash to test out, but they didn't pay me to say anything and they haven't seen this video before it goes live. All thoughts are completely my own based on using the Z2PRO at 4 actual weddings. So yeah, no fluff, no script from them, just my honest experience. At first glance, the Z2PRO looks like it belongs in the same league as more expensive flashes out there. It's got a round magnetic head, a clean interface, and a build quality that says, I didn't come here to play, I came here to light up your dance floor. No joke, this thing does not feel like a budget flash. It's solid, the buttons feel tactile, the UI, it's super simple to use, even though it's not touchscreen. At weddings, I ran this flash on one camera and the Godox V100 on another. And guess what? The NEEWER didn't feel like a cheaper flash. Sure, the Godox has more power, it's rocking 100 watts versus the Z2PRO, which is 76 watts, but in most situations you wouldn't even notice. Both handled receptions, ceremonies, and dance floors beautifully. What impressed me was the hot shoe locking mechanism. It's quick, secure, and honestly better than some higher end flashes that still rely on those twisty knobs that feel like it just might unscrew itself mid-vows. Alright, let's talk money. Right now the Z2PRO is priced around $150 US, while the Godox V100 is priced around $350 US. That's $150 difference. And if you're on a tight budget, that gap really matters. One thing I loved about this flash is the physical TTL/manual switch on the side. This is clutch for weddings. You're shooting formalities in TTL, then boom, party time. Lights bounce everywhere, you flick into manual without digging into the menu. It's fast, intuitive, and exactly what you want in high pressure moments. Now real quick, let's talk about the battery life. It's pretty solid. On paper, you're getting 600 full power pops per charge. In real life, I use it mostly during receptions and dancing, and it easily lasted through 8-hour wedding days without breaking a sweat. And yes, USB-C charging, no extra dock needed, plug it in, charge it up, life is good. You can even charge it in your car if your car has a USB outlet. That's pretty convenient if you forgot to charge it the night before. Not that that has ever happened to me. Maybe once or twice. Okay, I have to mention this. The pop. Yeah, it's louder than I expected. At anything 1.8 power or higher, the pop is pretty loud. Not bad in normal environments, but I was shooting a courthouse elopement, pin drop quiet, and yeah, the flash was announcing itself. All my other weddings were fine, but in super quiet situations, you'll hear it, but I do admit this is a bit nitpicky. For reference, the Godox V100 is noticeably quieter at those same power levels, and keep in mind 1.8 power on the V100 is brighter than on the NEEWER, because again, 100 watts versus 76 watts. It's not a deal breaker, but it's worth noting. Alright, let's talk about the recycle time. At full power, about 1.5 seconds. So not the fastest ever, but again, how often are you shooting at full blast? At a quarter power and below, it's basically instant. So unless you're trying to use this as a mini strobe in the middle of the Sahara Desert, you're good to go. Here's something that made me go, hey, yo, this is actually pretty smart. The Z2PRO works with the Godox X system. Yep, set this to RX mode and you can trigger it with Godox transmitters. or other Godox flashes like the V100 or the older V862. That means you can integrate it right into your existing Godox setup. No drama. Also, the Z2 Pro has high-speed sync up to 1/8000th of a second. That's perfect for outdoor portraits, shallow depth of field in bright light, and dramatic looks without any use of ND filters. To me, that's a big win. Oh yeah, and let's talk about modeling lights. Not one, but two. First one is on the body, great for helping your camera find focus in dim spaces. And the second one is inside the round head that helps when you're bouncing or modifying light and want to see how it will spread. And it's great because you can actually adjust the power of both modeling lamps and not just turn it on and off. Small detail but super helpful when the dance floor looks like a cave. Modeling lamps are also very effective in helping rummage through your gear to find your spare camera batteries. And of course, the round magnetic head means easy peasy modifier mounting. Pop on a diffuser, a dome, a grid, it's fast, secure, and gets you that soft dreamy light that we all love. So how does the Z2 Pro stack up to something like the Godox V100? So here's the deal. If you want more power, a touchscreen, and slightly quieter flash, the V100 is the way to go. But if you're on a tighter budget, prefer buttons over a touchscreen, or you just want a second flash that can hang with the big boys, the Z2 Pro punches way above its price tag. Honestly, both are good flashes, but there are a few key differences that might help you decide which one's right for you. First off, power. The V100 has a 100-watt output, while the Z2 Pro clocks in at 76 watts. The extra power gives the V100 a bit more punch, especially if you're shooting outdoors and need to overpower the sun. But for weddings, receptions, and most indoor events, the Z2 Pro handled everything like a champ. Now let's talk about the interface. The V100 has a touchscreen and it's actually really nice. Responsive, clean, and feels super modern. The Z2 Pro, no touchscreen, but hear me out. The buttons and menus are really well laid out. I never found myself fumbling around looking for settings. It's quick and intuitive. One feature that I love on the NEEWER though is the physical TTL/manual switch on the side. That's something the Godox does not have, and it's such a simple but super useful feature, especially when things get hectic. When it comes to recycle time, the Godox V100 is a little faster, around 1 second at full power compared to the 1.5 seconds on the NEEWER. But again, in most wedding scenarios, you're not firing at full power every shot. At lower powers, both flashes recycle nearly instantly. Okay, let's talk about battery life of these both flashes now. Both flashes are USB-C rechargeable, which is it's so convenient, and both claim around 600 power pops per charge. I used them both on long wedding days, and honestly they lasted all night without any battery anxiety. No real winner between them in terms of battery. Build quality now. Honestly, they're both solid. Neither one feels cheap, and while I haven't as yet, both seem like they'll be able to take a fall. At least I think so. That said, the NEEWER Z2 Pro feels way more expensive than it actually is. And then of course there's the price, which might be the biggest factor for some of us. The V100 is around $350 and the Z2 Pro is around $200. That $150 difference is a big deal if you're building your kit on a budget or just need a reliable second flash. So the NEEWER Z2 Pro, is it worth it? 100% I would say yes. It's a budget flash that doesn't act like one. It's smart, reliable, easy to use, and plays nice with your Godox setup. If you're shooting weddings, events, or even just building out your off-camera flash kit, this is absolutely a flash to consider. Now let me know what you think in the comments section. Would you use this over something like the Godox V100? And as always, it would be an absolute honor if you considered subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching.